Tired of the content hamster wheel? You're always feeling like you're on the spot to come up with new ideas and you're burnt out? Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to plan out your next 6 or 12 months of content in 1 hour, including your keyword research. So if you've been creating 30-day editorial calendars and planning out post by post or figuring out exactly what topic you're gonna talk about each day, let's put an immediate end to that so that you never have to create another content calendar ever again. And if you're wondering, hey, can't ChatGPT do this for me? Well, yes, but you have to have the right info to give it first. So I'll show you the steps to do that, and then make sure to stick around to the end where I'll give you my ChatGPT prompts for this as well. So let's dive in. We're gonna break this down into 5 simple steps. Step 1 is to conduct a simple brain dump to get your mind in the right spot. Now, disclaimer, if you've never thought through the categories that I'm about to share here, this might add a few minutes to your 60-minute planning block, but once it's done, you typically can lean on it again and again. Now, this video assumes that you already understand your ideal customer avatar or your ideal client, and that you have that dialed in. Something that I don't have time to cover in this video, but if you don't have this yet, go and do the work there first and then come back. So under the brain dump process, first, put your phone in another room, turn off all notifications, and set a timer for yourself of about 15 to 20 minutes. The goal here is to put as much down as you can under each category. So you wanna try not to judge it right now and just put whatever comes to mind. The first category is life pillars. Now, when you're building a brand, you're not just selling a product or service. You're also now selling your own personal ideals and values. And that's doing a lot of the legwork to connect people to you emotionally. Now, with these topics, usually will not become our longer form YouTube videos. They are great for short form content. So think about your hobbies, your values, the things that are important in your life. Think of things that you always do, things that you never do, your pet peeves, your weird habits that you have, failures that you've had, and maybe what you've learned from them, funny stories, and the lesson that came from it, you name it. You can be more vulnerable here with these topics as well. Then under client transformations, list everything clients get from working with you. Go beyond just the obvious ones in terms of the results that you're actually delivering, like more leads and more sales, but what are the secondary and third level benefits that they get from working with you? Things like more confidence, a better marriage, more time with their family. Next, you want to list out all the frequently asked questions that you get from people. Include all the seemingly random questions your friends ask you, like, hey, how do you stay in shape? Or how do you manage your time? As well as all the questions that you hear from people in your industry, from clients at different points in their journey with you, and on sales calls. Write it all down. Next, under limiting beliefs that you need to break, you now want to think about all the false beliefs, the misunderstandings, or the commonly held beliefs about your specific industry, the results you provide, or your framework. Now, to borrow from Russell Brunson, he says that these usually come in 3 forms: limiting beliefs about the vehicle, internal limiting beliefs, and external limiting beliefs. Under vehicle, this is the mechanism that you use to deliver your promised result. It's the how, essentially the what you do. Limiting beliefs around the vehicle are all the common misconceptions or beliefs that people hold that you have to break in order to get them to believe that this is the right vehicle for them. Now, if you can't get them to believe in your vehicle first, the sale is dead right then and there. For example, if you run a lead generation agency and say that you use cold email to book appointments for people, you might have to overcome some resistance in people thinking that cold email just doesn't work or it doesn't work for their industry. Next, you want to think through all the internal limiting beliefs. Internal limiting beliefs are why they think that they, personally, as an individual, cannot achieve this outcome. So they believe in the vehicle, but they don't think it'll work for them. I can't make it work. I don't have enough talent, or I don't have enough skill or knowledge or money to make it work. And finally, consider all external limiting beliefs. These are the things outside of their control that they blame on why it won't work for them. Usually, this is going to be something like time, money, or somebody else. Limiting beliefs are different from common objections. Common objections are strictly reasons why they don't buy your product, such as having to talk with a spouse or partner first, financial issues, or wanting to think about it. List all the ones that you get and use the verbiage that they give you. Lastly, consider all of the people or publications that your perfect client already follows. Who or what already has their attention? These are things like your top podcasts, books, magazines, TV shows, courses, blogs, groups, celebrities, all of that. All right, congrats. You've got your brain dump done. Now you can always add to this as you think of more things, but for now, you're gonna move on to step 2, which is organizing this into buckets. So if you look back at everything on your brain dump, you should be able to identify a few common themes or topics that you wanna regularly cover in your content from these ideas. So you might end up with something like fitness, nutrition, mindset, biohacking, and personal life, and maybe sleep, if let's say you're a weight loss coach. Those become your buckets. Now, you can always copy and paste your brain dump into ChatGPT and ask it to organize these topics for you into related buckets. Now, these buckets are different than the typical content pillar themes, where you would pick 4 or 5 themes and then you'd rotate between those each day of the week in your posting. But here in this case, we're using these buckets as the basis of what will become our keyword topics later on. And we're just using it to help us to get more ideas and keep ourselves organized. Buckets also become highly useful when you have a lot of things that you do, or you have multiple audience segments or multiple offers. So we're looking at this from the standpoint of a personal branding umbrella, right? You are the actual hook that's building the audience. You're the reason that people are coming in. And then you can tailor your content through these buckets to promote whatever offer suits different segments of your audience. So you can cover it all here. So for example, maybe you're a crypto coach and you have 2 audience segments that you cater to. The beginner looking to just get started with crypto, which might be a course or program that you offer, and then the hedge fund client that's more hands-on or consulting work or one-on-one. So you could have 2 buckets to represent each one, right? You could have getting started in crypto, and then you could have long-term wealth management. Now that we've got the buckets listed, set another timer for about 15 to 30 minutes, and you wanna go back through and list as many topics or ideas as you can think of under each main topic or each bucket that you came up with. All coming from your subject matter expertise in your field, your own ideals and mindset and stories. Pull from your courses, your previous presentations, or hot topics in your space right now like AI or different softwares. Steps 1 and 2 are really the bulk of the work. And again, they lay the foundation that you're gonna be able to come back to on planning day and use it again and again. So feel free to add to this list as ideas come up. There are 2 components to a great content strategy, and that's relevance and searchability. The process above has covered the relevance piece. Right? You can get pretty far on this alone. But if that's all you're doing for your content, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. When you post on social media alone, that post doesn't show up in search results, and it's only shown to a select group outside of the ones that are already connected with you, and it's only shown for a very brief amount of time. So why spend all of your time creating something for those platforms specifically that's just gonna be there today and gone tomorrow, when you could instead optimize for YouTube, create it once, and show up in search results to new people every single day? You're already doing the work to create the content, and you can get a lot more leverage just by making this simple tweak. You'll still have all the benefits of the trendier stuff on social channels and the long-term brand play of an asset that you can leverage forever on YouTube. And of course, YouTube is owned by Google, so everything we create that's optimized will show up in Google as well. We want to assess keywords for search volume and competition. And when we find something with little to medium competition and a decent amount of search volume, that's a great opportunity to get traction quickly. Now, this is where ChatGPT can come in really handy. So the first prompt that I always use is something along the lines of, you are a YouTube expert. You understand how to build a channel to grow a business. You're creating the content topics and strategy for this channel for the next 6 months. Here is the channel's avatar. And then I paste in information about my avatar, their limiting beliefs, their pain points, and their desires. Sometimes this can give really great ideas and even additional buckets that we might not have thought of in the earlier process. And other times this isn't so great. But we want to first feed it background on who we're trying to reach so that it has context for what we're going to do next. So then I use something like this. Using the avatar information I provided you above, please list 50 keywords and long tail keyword phrases that can be used for YouTube video topics and content ideas. Please do not self-reference. Put the keywords and keyword phrases in a column. Then please provide 10 clickbaity, more viral trending YouTube video topic ideas. So what this will do is give me a list of keywords that I can skim and any good ones, I might add to a new list that I call verified topics. These are drafts and they're not yet actually verified. We're gonna come back to that part in a second. Now you'll notice that not all of these keywords on this list really make sense or are even ones that we can use. So instead, this is where we can bridge the element of human judgment with AI using the work that we did on the content planner. So I can take a bucket, I can copy and paste and add it to this prompt here. So it'd be something like, using the avatar information I provided you above, please analyze the below brain dump. From here, please list 50 keywords and long tail keyword phrases that can be used for YouTube video topics and content ideas. Then from here, I want to take my list of keywords and begin plugging them into a tool like TubeBuddy or vidIQ to see actual search volume, competition, and even other suggested keywords that I hadn't thought of before. Now you'll notice that how you type in the keyword matters, and it affects those two components of search, volume and competition. The goal here is to identify low-hanging fruit. These are the topics that are being searched, but that don't have a lot of competition already on YouTube. Once I find those, I highlight and bold them, and I add them to a list of verified topics. So now if you followed me up until this point, you should have a thorough brain dump and a buckets list that you can use again and again in your topic planning. And you should have a running list of verified keyword topics to use for your longer form YouTube videos, along with a list of potential short form ideas from your personal pillars. Now, if you have at least 48 topics, that's enough for 4 YouTube videos every single month for a year. And you can shoot those 4 videos and then repurpose them to create additional reels and graphics to post on other channels outside of YouTube, as well as shoot an additional 10 to 15 short form reels as well. This way you have plenty of content for the month and you have your topics lined up for the next year. In the next video, I'm gonna show you how you can now take these topics that you found and create compelling content around each one. So you can actually pre-sell your clients before you even ask for the sale. So be sure to like and subscribe so that you get notified when new videos come out, and I'll see you there.